29 years old, and I think he's in... Does
Last year was contract.
Yeah, this summer. So the question is, like it is every time Wilfried Zaha has a great game, has he missed a chance to go to a top six club? Has he still got it in him? Would you like to see him go?
I don't think he's missed a chance now. Now that last night, listening to the game, I found out his contract runs out next summer. You can go on a free transfer to a top club. I mean, if you're an Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, you're snapping him up, on a 3-year contract at the age of 30 then. Because last night it was outstanding. Even his hunger still. He's been playing in the Premier League for so long now, but he showed a lot of hunger last night. And there was one part in the second half. You see where he got the ball and he threw Pedence on the floor, and he tackled Moutinho, and he lifted the crowd in it, and then inspired his team to go and get the winner. So, great player, and hopefully he gets that big move he deserves.
But I think that it's all about what Crystal Palace do. Will there be investment in Palace? I don't know what happens there. I think they've got the manager now they want. Patrick Vieira's doing a great job. So he might look at it and say, look, I'm part of this Crystal Palace team going forward. We've got an opportunity now to really push this club forward. If the manager's in place and there's a bit of backing from the owners and whoever's involved in it, or Steve Parish, and he might say, look, I want to stay here. He might be saying, no, I'm really enjoying my football at the moment. I'm going to see out my career at Crystal Palace.
Here's another scenario for you. If Palace can't keep hold of him and he runs his contract down and goes in the summer for nothing, would it be another option to get something for him in January?
I think they definitely look at that. I'm sure they'll be talking to his agent behind the scenes now, saying, "Look, can we get a deal over the line?" And he will get paid well from Crystal Palace because he is their main man, and the fans love him. And he's worth keeping. But it's down to Zaha whether he says, "Well, he's probably not doing it for the money now. He's doing it for where he wants to play or finish his career." So the players he's got all the cards at the moment. He's got all the aces to say, "Well, look, I will stay at Palace. I want to see my career out. I want to see the club development go forward." Or he says, look, I'm going to try and go to a bigger club and try and play Champions League football next season or the season after.
I think he'll want to leave. I remember speaking to him, it might have been 3-4 years ago, and I saw him, and remember when he was frustrated he didn't get the move?
Yeah.
And
was this the one to Arsenal?
I think so, yeah. And he was frustrated at that. So I just think now
he looks like he's enjoying his football.
Yeah, he's loving his football, and I love watching Palace. I mean, last night they were
that could be a turning point. I always look at managers, and maybe the manager at the time he wasn't getting the best out of it.
But you got to look at it, Ray. Would you want to stay with Palace and hopefully they invest and they try and get into Europe, or if you've got a Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs who are like, all right, come. We're gonna give you the top wages. You're gonna play in the Champions League. He can't turn it down. London club as well. He can't turn that down. He might look at it and say, you know what? I've done it all for Palace. I've given my all. Is this the furthest that Palace can go? And what I liked about Vieira as well was against Leicester, he was having a real poor game last week, and he took him off.
Yeah,
and I think he looked a bit shocked when he come off. And that's what I like about Patrick Vieira. As much as he's their top player, if you're not doing it for Patrick Vieira, he will bring you off wherever you are.
Just had a message here from Jamie in Leicester. He says, this has largely been the Zaha effect for years. He is in no way consistent enough to warrant a move to any of the top sides. He has a few good games and gets huge plaudits, but his record long-term is really not that great. I think his record long-term at Palace is that great. I think we're rarely talking about games that he doesn't turn up. I remember when Palace, when it was under Roy, every time he didn't play, Palace didn't win. That was how it was for games and games and games.
Who would you rather have in your team? Yeah, that's a good one for you. And he's just got the Spurs. Richarlison or Zaha?
Zaha.
Yeah, so that means he can play in this.
And as well, Ray, you've got to look at Zaha. Crystal Palace are a good team. Zaha's doing it in Crystal Palace team. And some games it might be harder. You're playing maybe more defensive in games. Put Richarlison in Crystal Palace's side. Will he have the effect on Crystal Palace as Zaha has had? I don't think so. So I think if he goes to a bigger club, he's going to have more space, and then playing for an Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. I think he'll do well.
They've built a better team around him, a younger team around him that takes some of the onus off him, so he doesn't have the responsibility like he used to. But for years, it was all him. It was Zaha or nothing. So, Jamie, I don't agree with you. Sorry, but I would love to see just because I think he's that exceptional a player and that exciting and creative a player with amazing vision and the talent that he has and the skills that he has. I'd love to see him in a team where he didn't have to do all of the work.
Would you take him at Arsenal?
Yeah.
I agree.
Would you? Would he start at Arsenal?
I don't think he'd start. Not the way they're playing at the moment.
You've got so many players in their positions now, but they haven't got an out-and-out... wouldn't put him as an out-and-out winger, would you? Zaha, he's a little bit... He goes everywhere.
Everywhere.
Last night, he was all different parts of the pitch. You wouldn't put him in front of Martinelli at the moment on the left-hand side, I don't think.
And that would be
good competition.
You've got Saka on the right-hand side. Would you put him in front of Saka?
No.
Exactly.
And that would be
But
the
wouldn't you
problem.
want competition, though, if Arsenal are going to go to that next level right now?
That would be the problem for Zaha, wouldn't it?
People like Smith Rowe.
So when we talk about Zaha going to a top 6 club, do we talk about him starting? So,
He starts at Spurs.
do you think?
Yeah, he starts at Spurs.
So wait, if Kulusevski's in, Son's in,
He starts. I'd have Zaha over Kulusevski.
would
I'd
you?
have Son, Kane, Zaha.
What would you have?
I think I will go Zaha as well. Kulusevski's been absolutely brilliant, but I like Zaha. I think there's an opportunity for him. I can see what Jamie's game is a little bit inconsistent at times. Look at last week when Patrick hauled him off. You got to be more consistent if you're going to play top level, or you won't be standing aside.
But I think he'll understand that. You look
But he knows at Palace, if he has a poor game, gets
he's
hauled
going to
off,
play
he's going to play the next game.
Yeah. At Spurs, you will understand. I mean, look at Son. Son got dropped. They're one of their best players. He got dropped in there, and he come back and scored a hat-trick after coming on as a sub. So I think Zaha could definitely play at a top 6 club.
Michael is a Liverpool fan. He said, I'd take Zaha at Liverpool. Now you would.
But the injuries
you
you would.
need. Yeah, you need him right now, don't you? Okay, guys, if you want to get involved in this, 03717 223344. Palace fans, sorry, I know you hate this conversation because it comes up quite a lot. Fans of other Premier League clubs, would you take Zaha at your club? How many sides would he get into, and how many sides would he start in as well?
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.